Welcome to Strawberry Ink. Today we tell a story of chaos, of loss, and of somebody who was born into pain, dying of tragedy. This is a story of Shamsud-Din Jabbar, a name most will associate with horror. But behind every act of violence, there is a person, and today we try to understand that person without excusing his actions. We tried to see who he was, not just the monster the headlines told us about. On a crisp morning in New Orleans, the streets of Bourbon were still lit with celebration from the nights before. Fireworks had long faded, but the echoes of New Year's were still ringing. And then, in a sudden and devastating moment, everything changed. Gunfire erupted. When the dust settled, 14 people lay dead. They died there, on those streets, in French Quarter, celebrating. People from all walks of life had their last New Year celebration on that floor. Another 57 were injured, some critically. Blood stained the cobblestones of Bourbon Street. It was a mass casualty event, unlike anything the city had ever seen. There has never been a fight nor accident as gruesome as this massacre. In the center of this violence was Shamsud himself. He was killed in a shootout with police. He too died at the scene. And while the headlines called him a killer, and social media branded him evil, a few people asked why. Few stopped to ask what brought him to that moment. Shamsud was not born into violence. He was born into poverty. He was born into a world that looked past him, that labeled him early, and often offered him few changes to climb out. He carried trauma, the kind that festers into silence. He struggled with mental illness, and in country, while in the United States, he was helped too little. The help here in America often comes too late. Shamsud cracked. This does not absolve what happened, but it does matter. In the aftermath of the massacre, the bodies of all 15 people who died, including Shamsud, were taken to the Orleans Parish Coroner's office. The victims were treated with dignity they deserved. Their bodies confirmed through IDs, and their families were notified. Their memories were mourned. The 57 injured survivors were rushed to hospitals across New Orleans, overwhelmed with grief, pain, and fear. 26 went to University Medical Center, the region's trauma hub. One was taken to the Tulane. One to Ortsner Baptist, 10 to Ortsner Jefferson, their Jefferson campus division, 12 to East Jefferson General Hospital, and 6 others were transferred to Ortsner Baptist as well, but in a different unit for less severe injuries. Miraculously, all of them survived, and by April, they had all been released. Shamsud was no hero, but he was also no simple villain. He was a man made of bruises, some visible, some hidden deep inside. In the days following the massacre, many asked how something so terrible could happen. The real question is, how many more people like Shamsud walk among us, breaking silently beneath the weight of a system that does not see them until they break. There are no neat endings in stories like this, only broken hearts, questions without answers, and lives forever altered. Now, before I wrap up, let's blame somebody, or actually, as I should say, something. The healthcare system here in America, lacking mental health resources and other sorts of physical health resources, health insurance scams that really do not cover you properly. they are the ones to blame. So, Buddy Shamsud, rest in peace. Don't worry, you've moved on from this life. May everyone else rest in peace too. This has been Strawberry Ink. If today's story moved you, please consider supporting mental health outreach in your community, because the best way to prevent these kinds of chaos is to notice the signs before it's too late. I'm your host, Santiago. Stay safe, stay kind,